Hello guys, hello people, welcome to my new video and welcome to this channel. Yeah, because it's been a while that I haven't posted anything on this channel and there are a lot of reasons for that, but the main reason for that was that most of my attention was going to another channel which I've made to make videos about meditation and mindfulness in Dutch. So yeah, most of my focus was going to there and I bit forgot about this channel. But recently I've checked my channel again. I've seen that I already have so many videos. I have followers, so I had an idea to restart it again. And I recently checked my last calisthenics transformation video, and I was shocked about the feedback that I got on this video. I've seen the views, I've seen the amount of the comments, I've seen the likes. Recently I've checked and I passed already 100k views. I was just shocked from that. It's just insane amount of views for me, you know, because when I was making this video, I was not really serious about that. I was just making some cuts and some edits from before, from my workouts, and that's it. I edit with some music and I post it on YouTube, and I was like, yeah, if I will get 1k views, I will be already happy with that. But man, recently I checked, I've seen 100k views. It's just insane for me, and I'm actually very grateful, guys, that you have checked this video, that you have liked and left so many comments and so many feedback. And actually today I had an idea and the inspiration to make a video about my last transformation video, because I've seen so many questions in the comment section and I've answered them all, but today I want to go more in details to those questions so that you guys have more information about my workouts, my trainings, my routines and my diet, how I was training. So I gathered all those questions in my laptop. Let's go to my laptop and let's answer those questions. So we're all set here. I have all the questions that you have asked me in front of me. So let's start with the questions. So the first question that I got was, how long have you been training from the first day till the last day of your video? Well, actually it took me 3 years from the beginning to the last picture of my video. But in those 3 years I had many periods where I couldn't train because of several reasons, such as injuries, my work, as I was working at sea before, so I didn't always have the possibility to work out. So I would say from those 3 years, 2 years I was consistently working out. The next question is about my routine. Many of you guys have been asking me about my routine and which routine I've been following through my calisthenics journey. Well, to be honest, I've never really stick to one program during all my calisthenics journey. I was always trying to mix several exercises with different programs of people which I was following on YouTube and which I found it on the internet. I was always mixing it, and that's how I got my results. The only one program which I was really following for, I would say, maybe 4 months or even 5 months was the Bar Brothers 6 months muscle up hunt routine. That was in the very beginning when I started to work out, and that routine was quite hard for me as I was very weak in the beginning and I was quite heavy. So that was the only one routine which I really stick to it for a longer period. After that, I was always changing my exercises. I was mainly focusing on push-ups, dips, different variations of pull-ups. I was switching between the variations, and I was also paying a lot of attention to my muscle-ups. So yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, also guys, if you're interested in like routines for beginners to gain strength or muscle, just let me know in the comment section down below. I will probably I had an idea to record that kind of video, but if you are guys interested, I will do it for sure. So the next question is about my height and weights. Height. So recently my height is 180 centimeters, so 1.80 m, and my weight is now about 69 to 70 kilograms. And I will say you guys that for now I'm not that shredded and that strong as I was on the last picture of my transformation video, because I had many problems with my back. Last summer I started to work out again, but then I got pain again. I was suffering from pain again, so I stopped for a long period again. Now I restarted again to work out, start to regain my strength and my form, my shape from before. So on the last picture of my transformation video, my weight was about 72 kilograms. 72 kilograms, and my height was the same, obviously. And also, back then I was still eating meat. Now, as I started with meditation, mindfulness, I switched my diet to vegetarian, so I stopped eating meat and chicken and that kind of stuff. That's why I also lost a bit of weight. So yeah. So the next question. I'm skinny and I want to gain weight. Should I go to the gym and have a diet with a lot of proteins while I'm working out, or should I just wait till I gain weight and then go to the gym? So my advice for you is, if you are skinny and you want to build muscle, you want to gain weight, it's not a good idea to just start eating a lot without doing any sport, as this will lead you to gain only fat and not muscle. So basically you will gain weight, but this weight will not be functional, and this weight will only obstruct you in the future when you will start working out. So my advice for you is, just go to the gym and start following a workout routine which is focused and based on muscle hypertrophy. So that means that the range, so the reps range in your sets will be around somewhere between 8 to 12 reps, and include a lot of carbs in your diet. So make sure that you are in the calorie surplus, so that means that your calorie intake will be more than you burn calories per day, and that means that you need to include a lot of carbs, but also keep an eye on your proteins and on your healthy fats. Make sure that the ratio between those three aspects is optional, is good. And also try to not eat like junk food or that kind of stuff, because you will also gain weight by eating these foods, but this food will not help you to gain muscle, but only to gain fat. And this food is actually poison for us. It's nothing is bad to have sometimes a cheat meal once per week or something. That's all fine, as long as you don't do it consistently. Yeah, that's the main goal. So that's the main goal for you. So go to the gym, start to working out, follow a proper workout routine which is based and focused on muscle hypertrophy, and eat a lot. And if you're still struggling to gain so to build muscle and to gain proper weight, just increase your daily calorie intake. And see how that works for you. So you always need to find that setting and that configuration for yourself, because we are all different and it's all individual. So the next question was about, so what was your best program or even your best tips that give you a huge boost and that can help others? As I just mentioned, I didn't really have a specific program which gave me a huge boost in my results and my progress, and I didn't really stick to one program for a longer period. But my advice for you is, if you're a beginner, I just want to start working out, it's better for you to stick to one program for 2 or 3 months and increasing the intensity of the workouts, and by, for example, increasing the reps or sets gradually. That way you will reduce the risk of injuries, because in the beginning we all don't have so much knowledge about workout, sport, and if you stick to one proper program, it will reduce the risk of getting injury, and it will also give you more results and more muscle and more strength. So my tip number 1, if you start to work out and to do calisthenics, is just focus firstly on basic exercises before you jump into skills. Because by not preparing your body and jumping into your skills, you will, for 90% you will be injured. So by doing just before you get into the skills, by training the basics, you will prepare your body in order to be in natural positions in the future, like front lever, planche, human flex, because those positions are not natural for our body. So our body needs time to prepare for that kind of intensity and load. My other tip is stay consistent in workouts, train smart, and don't rush and don't try to get your results as fast as possible, because calisthenics is a high intensity sport, and it requires a lot of time to your body to adapt to that kind of loads, and to your joints and ligaments to be prepared for that kind of load. So stay consistent, train smart, but don't rush. Just give yourself the time. My last tip would be, if you feel like you are overtrained, or if you feel like you are tired, so for example you start the Monday and you feel like after 2 days of rest you're still tired, so that's a good sign to have a longer rest, and maybe give yourself a deload week. And that means that during the deload week you will probably train less days, and also the intensity will be less, let's say 50% of your normal workouts. That way you will give you the time to your body to recover, and the next week you will have much more power, much more motivation, and you will be psychologically recovered as well, which is a very important part in calisthenics. So the next question was, bro, I would like to start calisthenics, but I don't know what to do. Can you tell me what should I do for beginners? So if you are a very beginner and you haven't done any sport before to jump into dips, push-ups, pull-ups, start with the conditioning of your wrists, your elbows and your shoulders, because those three parts are the parts in our body which are getting the most of the load during the calisthenics skills and exercises. In this way, by conditioning those three parts, you will build a solid base which will allow you in the future to perform exercises like push-ups, pull-ups and dips with proper form without getting injured. When I started with calisthenics, I didn't have that knowledge, and nobody was telling me that I need to condition my wrist and my shoulders, especially shoulders, because shoulders are it's so important to have strong shoulders and healthy shoulders in calisthenics, because if your shoulders are lacking, or elbows for example, you can't do anything. That's a huge problem. So I didn't have that knowledge, and I just straight started with calisthenics basic skills, exercises I would say. And I wanted to get my results as fast as possible, obviously, and that have led me to get injuries and to stay from trainings for months, and that's not what you want to have. So if I would have been able to go back in the time, I would surely and for sure first gone for conditioning of my shoulders, elbows and wrists before starting with calisthenics. Another thing that I want to share with you guys is that I've made 1 month beginners calisthenics program for people which are just starting out. And so if you're guys interested in it, just let me know in the comments section down below. I was first planning to ask money for that, like €5, but I just decided like recently to just share it for free. I think it's just useful information for you guys, that you can avoid any risk of injuries and have proper results and gain strength and muscle. So the next question was, what workout program did you use? Well, that's the same. You guys have asked me a lot of these questions. Maybe the only one thing that I want to add is that I used a lot of tips and video and motivation from people like Vadim Aleynik, Artyom Morozov, Chris Heria, Calisthenics Movement channel on YouTube, and many more calisthenics YouTubers on Russian YouTube. So the next question was, what was your workout routine like? Can you send it to me in the muscle up stage and handstand? Also tips on the handstand. Okay, yeah, that's a good question. So in the muscle up stage of my calisthenics journey, my workout was consisting of So those exercises were focused to get the muscle up, and these exercises have been various variations of pull-ups, explosive high pull-ups, explosive push-ups to build more explosive strength when you are on the top of the bar. Another very good one is jumping muscle up. This exercise helped me a lot to get my muscle up, and I think that's it. So those exercises have built solid strength and solid base to get my first muscle up. For handstand, my advice would be stay consistent with your handstand training, and also don't forget to warm up and properly warm up your wrists, at least 10 minutes, better 15 minutes. Do different exercises, conditioning exercises for the wrist before you jump into the handstand. Definitely don't do it when you are not warmed up, and just when you are cold, don't go straight in the handstand. I know sometimes you want to show to your friends how you do the handstand, you know, just to impress your friends or your girlfriend or your parents. I know it makes you like to show off, but it's not a good idea when you're not warmed up. And I've made so many times this mistake when I wanted to show off, and I jumped into the handstand, and then after the next day I felt like some uncomfortable feeling in my wrists. So that kind of mistakes you can just avoid it by warming up. Another important tip for the handstand is that you need to train it daily if you want to get it as fast as possible. Because handstand requires a lot of practice time and a lot of consistency. And by training it like 3 times a week, 1 or 2 hours, you will have a lot of volume, but you will have less of, I would say, practice time. You will also have a lot of practice time, but you will not have this muscle memory connection, you know, because you will have a lot of rest between the workouts. My suggestion is for you to train the handstand like 20 or 30 minutes daily, but of course you need to listen to your body. If you feel like you are overtrained, or you feel like you are tired, skip 1 day or skip even 2 or 3 days and start over again. And yeah, handstand requires a lot of practice consistently, and it's better that you do it every day. The next question was, did you ever lift weights before your calisthenics journey? Yeah, actually I lifted weights. I started to lifting weights from when I was 50 years old, but I was just doing it for fun with friends. I didn't have any program, I was not following any diets, I was not paying attention to my diet, to my food. I was eating a lot of junk food, I was drinking alcohol, smoking, so I was just going to the gym for fun. And the last 3 months of my lifting weights journey, I actually decided to go a bit smarter and a bit seriously into it, and I started to check for programs on the internet, and I started to pay attention to my diet, and that have led me that I only gained a lot of weight, but I didn't gain any muscle. So at the end I was 80 kilos, as you can see the transformation video in the beginning. That was the stage when I stopped lifting weights, because I gained only fat, but I didn't gain any muscle, and that was the moment that I realized that I was doing something wrong. And that was also the moment when I found calisthenics, and that was the moment when I started to work out calisthenics. Next question was, can you tell how much time span it took and what was your diet? So as I have mentioned previously, it took me 3 years to get to the level where I was at the end of my video. So my diet was actually nothing special. I was never counting my calories. I was always too lazy for that. But mostly my diet was consisting of carbs, healthy proteins and fats, healthy fats, and sometimes sweets. And from the carbs I was eating pasta, I was eating rice, buckwheat, I was eating oatmeal, those potatoes sometimes as well. Those were the main sources of carbs for me. For proteins, I was eating lots of chicken, eggs, Greek yogurt, sometimes protein bars, but not so much. But most of the time I was eating quite a lot of chicken. Back at this time now I don't eat any meat anymore, so I have different and other sources of protein. And yeah, for healthy fats was just olive oil, avocado. I was also eating a lot of veggies, a lot of fruits, bananas. This one was my main my main fruit. I was eating sometimes 2, 3 or 4 bananas per day, and I'm still eating 3 or 4 bananas per day. I don't find something wrong about that. And yeah, sometimes I had black chocolate because I wasn't really eating a lot of sweets. I was almost never eating junk food. And sometimes when I wanted something sweet, I would eat black chocolate or dark chocolate. And I was trying to avoid drinking alcohol as much as possible, but because back at the time I was still a student and it was quite difficult because we had a lot of parties and so I was drinking. Now I stopped drinking. I haven't drunk any alcohol for 1 year already, and I'm really happy about that I've made this choice. I feel much better. So yeah, that was basically the main nutrition which was included in my diet. And if you are guys vegetarian, the very nice sources of protein would be tofu or beans, or even if you eat like brown pasta or brown bread, brown rice, it consists and it has also a lot of proteins in it. So actually, if you eat those, you will have enough of proteins per day for sure. So the next question was, hey, what were the basic exercises for you? The basic exercises for me were always different variations of pull-ups, such as commando pull-ups, chin-ups, close grip pull-ups, high explosive pull-ups, L-sit pull-ups. It's a very good, nice exercise for your core. So dips. So for the pushing exercise, I will always use dips, pike push-ups, straight bar dips, explosive push-ups, and many other variations of push-ups. And for my core, I always liked to use L-sits and different variations of L-sits. And as you can see in the beginning of this video where I was doing V-sit ups, this is also a very nice exercise to condition your core and to work on your compression. It's quite advanced, but if you train consistently for your L-sit and for your V-sit, it will become very easy. Probably in the future I will make a video with my favorite basic exercises. If you are guys interested in it, just let me know in the comments section down below. So the next question was, can you give me your diet during the training? Okay, this is the same question as 2 questions before, but here I want to go more in details maybe, and I want to explain my full day of eating. So in the morning I was always eating like 3 fried eggs with a bowl of oatmeal. And with some fruits like bananas. So in the lunchtime I was always having carbs, proteins and veggies. And as I've mentioned 2 questions ago, the main sources of my carbs were pasta, rice, buckwheat and potatoes. For protein I was switching between chicken, sometimes I was switching between different kind of meats. And yeah, just veggies, just usual normal veggies. For the dinner, I had the same configuration as for the lunch, so I have the same strategy. And just before going to bed, like 1 or 2 hours before going to bed, I was having a bowl of Greek yogurt with seeds, with nuts and with fruits. And that was basically it. Sometimes in between my meals I was having some sweets or some fruit or maybe sometimes a protein bar, and that was actually it, guys. I never really had that difficult diet or something complicated. It was always very simple, and it was working for me, and I didn't count my calories at all. It's actually good if you do it, because then you know when you are in the calorie surplus and when you are in the calorie deficit. It's very good to do it, but I was always lazy to do this. But I suggest you, if you start to work out and you want to gain weight or you want to lose weight, try to make the effort to count the calories. I know in the beginning it's hard, but after a while, when you will get used to it, you will not need to weight all your foods anymore, because you will already know it from before in advance. So you will have already an idea what and how many calories a meal has. So the next question was, hey, I have the same body structure that you had before starting calisthenics, and I weigh 80 kilos. Can you please tell me what things to eat? I also want to start calisthenics. Alright, so in this case, my advice for you would be, make sure that you're in a calorie deficit. So make sure that you burn more calories per day than you eat. And another important tip is considering your workout program. Include cardio in your workout program at least 2-3 times a week. Personally, I'm a fan of high intensity interval training, as it doesn't require so much time and it's very effective. I think a workout takes around 25 to 30 minutes. These workouts give you more strength as well, and it burns much more calories, and it's way more effective in my opinion. Of course, you can also include just a regular normal cardio like running or biking or whatever you like to do, but make sure that you stay consistent with it, be in a calorie deficit, and try to avoid obviously food like junk food, soft drinks, sweets, and that kind of stuff. It's very obvious, and if you want to lose weight, that's just a no-go for you. So the next question was, how do you start doing more advanced moves? I have been training for about 2 months and can do about 4 pull-ups. I have been training every other day and doing lots of push-ups and pull-ups with resistance band, but I can't seem to increase pull-ups without bands. Alright, so in this case, in my opinion, before you start to do any advanced moves, you need to build a solid base, and in my opinion, a solid base is around 15 clean pull-ups without kicking, 30 clean dips, and around 50 clean push-ups. This base and this solid base will allow you to perform the first stage of the advanced skills, such as back lever, V-sit, muscle up, or any kind of flex. So before you achieve this base, don't even start with these advanced exercises, as it will bring you more harm than good. To increase your pulling strength, I would say just try to train your pull-ups 3 times a week at least, and make sure that you have enough time to recover between your workouts, and also include negative reps in your sets in order to increase the intensity and in order to provide more load to your body. Negative reps are actually very good to increase the pulling strength, and not only for pulling, it's also good for pushing strength. And I always try to introduce and also try to use negative reps, and also try to vary between the angles of your pulling strength, right? So don't always pull vertically like in pull-ups, just try to vary in the angles. Try to do Australian pull-ups or rows, so that you pull horizontal. And when you will get stronger to your rows, when you will get stronger to your horizontal pulls, another huge exercise is stuck front lever pull-ups. This is already more advanced, and before doing that, make sure that your body is prepared for that kind of load. So the next question was, how many years it took you to go from L-sit to V-sit? And how many years? Mate, it took me like about 6 months maybe. And how often a week were you doing mobility for V-sit? Well, to be honest, V-sit is not a difficult move. It's not difficult at all. It just requires you a lot of flexibility, in my opinion. I was never training it consistently, and I was never going only for V-sit. I was always training it in between my workouts, The first 6 months I wasn't even trying to do VSIT because my flexibility was lacking and I was still quite heavy. But after those 6 months, I started to do like attempts of VSITs. I started to train my compression. I started to do different exercises for VSITs, and I started to train my hamstrings flexibility as well. And I started to see results and gains in VSIT. And it took me about 6 months, to be honest, to hold a proper solid VSIT. It's more about flexibility than strength. So try to focus more on your flexibility, on your hamstring flexibility, and try to train it like 3 or 4 times a week. That's enough. That will be enough for you, and in this manner you will also have enough time to recover. That's also very important. So yeah, VSIT is not really difficult if you are flexible, because if you are flexible, you almost don't need to lean backwards to hold it. You know, if you're not flexible, you need to go way more backwards in order to have that angle. But if you are flexible, you can just stay like almost straight. So it's all about flexibility and this exercise. So yeah, that's it for this question. So next question was just wondering, can you gain muscle with calisthenics? Of course you can. My shape and my form was only achieved by doing calisthenics. Sometimes weighted calisthenics, but mostly with my body weight. And in my opinion, the form and the shape that you get with doing calisthenics is more functional and more complete, as all the exercises in calisthenics are almost all of them are compound exercises where you use your core and the muscles that are stabilizing your main muscle in the exercises. So you use almost whole your body. So that's why it makes your body more complete, more strong. And also you don't only start to look better and more muscular, but you're actually getting stronger. That's why I love calisthenics. So the next question was, is this only and only calisthenics or gym? With calisthenics, as I mentioned previously, I lifted weights for like 3 months, maybe for serious, but I didn't get any results. I was getting more, only fatter. So I would say it's only calisthenics, and my shape was achieved by only doing calisthenics. And yeah, that's it. Sometimes weighted calisthenics, but not so much. Next question. Congratulations, bro. Thank you, man. How did you got pulling strength? Yeah, same for here. Do different variations of pull-ups. I got the most of my pulling strength and the most of my gains in my pulling strength by doing explosive pull-ups and muscle-ups, because when you get to the level of doing explosive pull-ups, and when your level and your body allows you to do that, you will see insane gains in your pulling strength. Because when you're explosive in your pull-ups, your normal pull-ups will increase automatically. So my advice for you would be, focus firstly on the basic pull-up variations, and once you achieve the strength level, which will allow you to get to explosive pull-ups and muscle-up, that's the moment when you will see huge gains in your pulling strength. And also, as I mentioned before, try to do different angles of pulling exercises and also different variations. All right. How many hours a day did you practice? So I was training approximately 1.5 to 2 hours a day, 4 to 5 times a week, also almost daily. I was including 20 to 30 minutes handstand routines into my day. Sometimes I was skipping it. Sometimes I was feeling like not to do it because I was tired. But mostly I was training. So I had in the evening I had my main workout, which was about 2 hours, and also before that, maybe in the lunch or something, or maybe in the morning, I was having a handstand routine for 20 or 30 minutes. That's it. All right. So, which country I'm from? I'm Russian. I was born in Russia. When I was 8 years old, we moved to Belgium, so now I live in Belgium. And the last question is, what do I prefer, hypertrophy or strength? It depends on your goal, what you want to achieve. For me personally, I prefer to train for strength, as it is more useful and functional for me. And I find it more important to be strong and not only to look muscular and shredded. It's also a good important aspect for me, and I'll also pay a lot of attention to that. But I find it more important that you actually can do something with your body, you know, that you actually are functional, that you can pull, jump, that you can use your body in a good manner. So I would say for me is strength. And to be honest, if you will train for strength and if you will choose to train for strength, you will automatically become more athletic and you will look much better. So that's it, guys. These were all the questions that you have asked me. Thank you for all these questions. It's a pleasure for me to answer you guys and to provide you that information about my calisthenics journey. If you have any other questions, if you are interested in something else like workout routines or basic exercises or like routines for beginners, just let me know in the comment section down below. Stay tuned for the next video. In the next video I will talk about something else. It's not about sport or mindfulness or meditation. It's gonna be about the financial aspect of my life. It's gonna be about creating passive income on the internet. So stay tuned for that as well. So that's it for this video, guys. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you like that kind of videos and if you like mindfulness, meditation, calisthenics, passive income. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Click to the notification bell that you are notified when I have a new video. Don't forget to like this video because it helps me to push my video higher in the YouTube algorithms. And yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you for watching and I see you in the next video.